Ede Mamo, a foreign affairs minister. Said this week, it's not Hakasha say, deportees are the free a US, Ede Omo Abano. We should still expect more. Now, say, Manuel Sikra, na foreign affairs minister, the Ababetu, say, main can is deportees are the free a United States of America, They say Ghana is to receive 40 more deportees from US. Samuel Okudzeto, a black foreign affairs minister, reveals. And in summer or day abetu now telling us in the next coming days, Ghana is to receive 40 more deportees at the free United States of America. Now, known as Sembebre about a former NDC government a term or get more two for a free the United States for more eba Ghana has now so many matters arising in this particular issue. Foreign Affairs Minister on Bernard Able Asia on an interview. And I hear so many questions about Gitmo 2 almost summer. Even as at that time, when they buy the court to Okudzeto be said, and I hear this uncle for it me Ghana ha Abra Parliament now winning Moshe. The same thing is happening currently. The deportees every United States of America ever. Yes, he was asked, say such an international agreement and to go through Parliament. Who said what is really in this agreement? Ghana deportees omu every obi man so abana empose see Ghana hey. How do we call them? Are they immigrants? And I say, what are they? Ghana because enke call Parliament enke ho na betimi a Amaya concluding on Omoba, any Omo treatments, what are they going to be subjected to? The kind of treatment are Ghana ha any they some of them are not, Omoba and Kasano, they were even kept in an open space. They sleep in tents. And yeah, the Indian TM free, someone Okudzeto foreign affairs minister. And then somebody to about a deportees of free United States of America, back Ghana has it.
But really? as the discussions continue, if it is elevated to an agreement,
the Guantanamo 3, some people took the matter to court, and I think the Supreme Court held that whatever name you give it, when two countries come up with an arrangement, that places obligations on both of them. Whether you call it a treaty, a contract, it requires ratification. It was a majority decision. Only one person dissented. So I'm a bit surprised you're saying because an MOU, it means that it oughtn't have gone to Parliament. The judgment was very clear on the Guantanamo 3. That Article 75 was violated, which says international agreements must go through Parliament. And you are a 4th MP, so at least you could have gone to Parliament. And you have a massive majority. So what's the problem?
No, I agree with you. And that is why I said at the press conference I held a couple of days ago that when this is elevated beyond an MOU and it's a full agreement, we will go to Parliament under Article 75 and have it ratified. At this point, it is just a loose understanding.
The agreement is enforced. But how can you enforce? How can you enforce something you call a loose agreement? The thing is already enforced. You've got 14. You're bringing 14.
Look, I've inherited so many MOUs that didn't go to Parliament for ratification, and But
because of the precedent of the Gitmo 3, I felt like this was, and you know this. So is it an oversight? Are you going to apologize for it, or you don't think you made a mistake?
No, it's not an oversight because we sought the Attorney General's advice. It was discussed in cabinet, and the Attorney General's advice and his counterpart, the Attorney General on the U.S. side, also said that look, this is an MOU. And MOUs do not require ratification. That is why
the Attorney General is wrong because the judgment is clear. I can read it.
Oh, you know better law than the Attorney General?
At least the law is there for all of us to read. Unless the English reading of what the Supreme Court said is different.
You see MOUs in that judgment.
The language of Article 75 is perfectly clear. The article forms part of the set of provisions governing the role of the executive arm of government in Ghana's international relations. I'm reading the judgment. Yeah. The scope of the article deals with treaties in general. the side notes and the body of the text makes reference to treaties, agreements, and conventions, it is also clear that the instruments referred to relate to Ghana's international relations with other countries or groups of countries, and the article requires that such instruments must be ratified by Parliament. The Constitution makes no mention of any formal distinctions that are dependent on the formality with which such an instrument is formatted or brought into being. Then it goes on to even list MOUs, etc. This is the judgment. This is a Sophia Kufu. I'm not the one saying it. So I don't know whether you're saying because the AG says, in fact, if the argument of the defendant in the state, the government, were to be taken seriously, that the transaction being by way of note verbal, executive agreement, memorandum of understanding, diplomatic note, or what have you, is merely an administrative one, then the question arises as to the exact status of the said persons now that they are in Ghana. Are they migrants? It's a long argument. It basically says, once two countries agree on something of that nature, Parliament must ratify. It's very clear.
We are working with the Attorney General's advice, and the Attorney General's advice is that when this is elevated to an agreement, it can be ratified. At this point, there's no need for ratification. So that.
Okay, NT Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Foreign Affairs Minister, and now questions now because just as Bernard was saying, sir, yes, indeed, Article 75 of the 1992 Constitution is stating it clear. So no matter the kind of agreement, only a different country, an international agreement, it should still go through the Parliament for ratification. And sana etimi astate aye adwuma enti den na wenkwa and go through the Parliament and sana etimi aye adwuma say first batch about 14 about as we are still expecting 40 more to join 14 now or more edin kind aban. And then so many questions are being raised. I mean Senkeko Parliament you still have the majority, and is it that omo bu minority na nimtia and saying that is the question people are asking. Say, oh, yeah, the cry, they are winning tea, where Mummy and Jai and to her, and that young Fanko. And the Foreign Affairs Minister, not also trying to categorize some of the agreements. Say, wait, this is an agreement, there is a memo, there is a diplomatic note, and the Constitution states, say, all these things must go through the Parliament. But as of now, we don't know why. All these things didn't go through the Parliament. As of now, we just heard it from the President, giving us an update. Say, 14 West Africans, we deport you free. US, no, Ghana. Now, yes, 40 more. And also, Ababe Kaho. Edian, Echo Yanimuno, Dodua, Yebetimi, Asaji or Ghana has say. So that is the update. Yede Emma was 14 more deportees are coming from a year. United States of America, abeka 14 na ewo ho dada no omunyina wo West Africans. And yes, going forward no, ye better honsem if the minority are coming will come out and question why they didn't see the details of whether it is an agreement or a memo or a diplomatic note, whatever it is no den na nya ho yanti ho popie bia to say yensa ekoka these deportees here or more ebayi.